Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Linden. I'm the curator of the Chicagoland Combined Veterans Museum, located in River Grove, Illinois. And today we're going to talk about what some of the soldiers in World War I and World War II U.S. military did in their free time. In World War I, when they were in the trenches, they would take different shells and different brass items, and they called this trench art back then. We still call it that. All three of these shells are 75s. This one's kind of unique because down on the bottom there is an anchor, which means this one was used by the Navy. This one, he really crunched it. It's marked AEF, which is the American Expeditionary Force, Verdun. Put a lot of nice little scroll work. He put some flowers with the leaves on this one. And just another little round design. But this one, he had to take him some time. We go to the second one. This one, he did a scallop top. He's got 1918 on here. He's got a horseshoe with a horse head. The initials DH. He's got some real nice flowers, the leaves. There's some acorns on here. It all comes down into a bow. It says Verdun. And on the back, he's got the 3rd Army patch, his Company D. Thomas E. Yoakum was his name. Company D of the 4th. And he's got on here Chateau Theory, Saint Malay, and the Argonne Meuse, 1918. So he was on 3 different fronts. And our last piece of shell with trench art is also marked Verdun, 1918. And he put some real nice leaf work. And I'm not sure how they did this where they popped it out. It would be kind of easy knocking it in, but how they got it pulled out, I don't know how these guys did it, but they really did some work on them. Took some time. Now those were done by U.S. soldiers. A couple little pieces done by the Germans. Or it could have been done by a U.S. guy, but this is off a World War I German Army belt buckle. There's the German crown. It says Gott mit us, which translated in English is God is with us. And what they made out of this was a match safe, where you have your little box with your stick matches in it, and that's where you would keep your matches. They did it with this one, and then they did another nice little one here with a Maltese cross on it, and on the back is actually a photo. And that's World War I trench art. Now in World War II, the guys that had some time to do some work, we have 2 different airplanes, but they're both P-38s they were made. It's a 50 millimeter bullet they use for the cockpit area. A couple of 45s for the engines and the double fuselage with the tail, all made out of brass. This one's just the airplane, but this one, he made an airplane, which does detach, another 50 millimeter shell for the base. The cockpit, 245 rounds for the engines, and it fits into the post, and he made an ashtray out of it. And this is the bottom of the shell. This was from a 105 millimeter howitzer. And it's dated here, 1942. And our last piece that we have is another little ashtray. This one, I'll flip it real quick, is made by a quartermaster, somebody in a quartermaster. I'll read it and then I'll flip it back for you. And it's a souvenir of the 53rd Quartermaster Base and associated units, Bavaria, Germany, the 25th of December, 1945. We can show you a close-up of that. And we will show you the bottom of this one. This one says 75 Pack 40. It's dated 1945. This is a German shell. Here's the Waffen mark on it, right here, the German Eagle. So he used the German from a Pack 40 howitzer. That's our little display of trench art and artifacts made by the soldiers. In closing, I would just like to say to all of our military personnel, the past, the present, and the future, thank you very much for your service.